it's time for tonight's episode of Top Gear Stunt School, in which I jump over some caravans. I built this. I think this classifies more as a weapon than it does as a car. And the Stig attempts to set a lap in this monstrosity. So then, since this is the first episode in a brand new series, I'll quickly talk you through the three main game modes. So at the bottom you've got Test Track, which is, as you can see in the top right corner, a free ride mode. I don't generally go on this all that much. As you can see, I've only collected 10 out of the 256 cogs. But generally speaking, it's just a free open area around the Top Gear Test Track where you can collect cogs. There's ramps, I think there's some explosive crates. You can also drive around, you know, the Top Gear Test Track as we know it, Chicago follow through, Gambon Corner. But there's a lot of hidden secret stuff as well, so it's interesting. It's more of an explorative free roam area. You've got Stig Trial, which I'll get back to at the end of this episode, and then you've got the challenges, the real meat and bones of the game, and you've got Up and Away, Defying Gravity. This gives you a sort of idea of the challenges in this game. In fact, these two, Up and Away and Defying Gravity, are DLC packs. You have to pay £1 each. There's 3 DLC packs. They all cost £1 each, but yeah, they're all very interesting. And honestly, this game, it's just brilliant value for money. Sure, the game costs £3, although the DLC packs are £1 each, so it's £6 in total for everything. But with the amount of content and replayability and fun that this game offers, it's worth it. So for the first episode, I'll start off with the first challenge you would be presented with if you got the game without any of the DLC packs. So we click on Car Athletics, Long Jump is the first one, and as you can see, you've got 4 different stages. It's an ascension in, often an ascension in difficulty, but certainly an ascension in craziness. So we'll start off with the first one, Standard. And well, this is just, I mean, it's standard, isn't it? It's a long jump. We all get what we got to do, and just hold down the accelerator. Oh, want the camera angle zoomed out a bit, and we'll just go over the ramp. And as you can see, this is quite mundane. We're going over the ramp at 49 miles an hour, and there you go. We flew 115 feet. Okay, so that wasn't exactly the most crazy or dangerous or action-packed set piece in the world, but that's why you've got these different stages. So we'll click on the improved stage, and this time we've got a different car. We're in the supercar, and there's also these hoppers, yes, because you can fit stuff to the side, back, top of the cars. I'll get onto this later on, but this is where the game really comes into this is where the game really comes into its own, as I was trying to say, and I've been defeated by gravity, and that's only because I didn't actually deploy the hoppers, so we'll give it another go. But I think you can understand that this is already much crazier than the challenge before it. 71 miles an hour, and there you go, 255 feet. We're still on the long jump category. This is the third challenge in the long jump category. So the third challenge you would do in this game, and it involves this. I mean, look at this. It's a mini car with a propeller on the back. There's a hang glider on top. I mean, just look at this. And this is the sort of creations you can expect to create on this game. I'll go over it more in the Stig Trials mode later on. But I mean, just look at this. You can fit a muscle V8 engine onto it, which, I mean, it just looks ridiculous. We can't actually change the chassis, the hang gliders, or the propeller for this mode. However, we can add stuff to the sides. Retro rockets, that might be quite good. Bearing in mind, we're doing a long jump here. The retro rockets might be quite good, but I honestly can't remember what they do. Have we got anything that will give us lift here? No, we've got an F1 car front wing, which will actually provide the opposite. That'll be downforce. No, I think we'll just have to leave it as is. Now, I do know that this challenge is actually quite difficult. Oh, and it's not made easier by the fact that the retro rockets and propeller are both on the same side. But, oh, actually, oh, you need multiple fingers for this. And, yeah, there you go. We're going crashing down to Earth. Yeah, I mean, that really didn't work. It's because the problem is you've got to hold on, you've got to press on the propeller to use the propeller, but you've also got to press on the accelerator to go forward, and you've got to press on the retro rockets to use the retro rockets. So you need 3 fingers all on that side of the screen, which I'm just about sort of doing. And you got to tilt the screen. Yeah, I mean, I know this challenge is difficult. However, there is a couple of parts which in combination do make this challenge incredibly easy. But as I said, I mean, assuming the series, assuming that the attention for this series, the likes, the comments, the views, assuming all of them are good for this series, there'll be lots of episodes, and I kind of hope that's the case because this app is incredibly interesting and there's a lot of talking points about it. As I said, there are a couple of items which in combination, they're DLC items, but in combination they make some challenges, including this one, incredibly easy. So that was the Elite category. As you can see, I've completed it before, but on camera that's going to be slightly tricky to do. And also, I don't think the retro rockets work. I think I would need something else. Probably just a hopper actually would be quite good. But if you go in the experimental category, this is where you can do anything, whatever you want. You can create any concoction and set it over the long jump. This is, oh, honestly, this is where the real meat and bones of this game comes in. Because the challenges are good, but it's the car customization and what you can do with it. I mean, that just looks stupid. A supercar with small car tires. Let's run with it. Why not? But yeah, this is where the game shines. You've got so many cars that you can do so many crazy random things with, and there's loads of challenges, plus you can give the cars to the Stig to drive, which, as I said, I'll get onto in just a second. But honestly, this game is brilliant. And what else do we want? The balloon. What about, let's have the jet engine, why not? And I don't even know what I'm doing, I'm just clicking random things. We'll have a mortar. Now that mortar genuinely fires. No use to us here. What about in the rear? Is there anything that will help us here? Rockets. There you go. Let's just, I mean, look at this. This is, well, it's completely and utterly ridiculous, but honestly, I think this classifies more as a weapon than it does as a car. My word, there's a lot of caravans there. I don't know how they expect you to jump that many caravans. Not in the experimental stage, that's tricky. However, if you can build whatever you want, suddenly the game becomes a lot easier. And the rockets and jet engines are on the same side again. But then again, you would be crazy to use both of these at the same time. Actually, no, the rockets aren't too bad because you don't have to hold down on the rockets. You just press them and then they go and keep going. So just need to line ourselves up, press the rockets, they'll then go, and I'll just hold on to the jet engine, and we'll see how well this goes. Actually, quite well. Yeah, took out a lot of caravans there, but I mean, look at that, the rockets are still going. Yeah, honestly ridiculous. We don't actually have enough lift. Let's see if I can make an alteration. What about on the sides? Because there's wings on the side, isn't there, you can get? Yeah, there you go. There you go. This is what we want. So, second attempt at this. I've forgotten I've even strapped a mortar to the front. So we're going to go over the ramp at, well, what are we going? Over 120 miles an hour. Tilt, tilt, tilt. Come on, come on, come on. Done it. And there you go. I was wondering if you had to land safely, but, well, it says I did brilliantly, and that is not a safe landing. 1,203 feet. So there you go. So the Elite challenges, you do get this, where in the game, the Elite challenges where, for example, on the long jump you had to use the mini car, the propellers, the hang glider. But then you've got the experimental stage where you can build whatever car you want for all of these crazy zany challenges. I mean, this is a long jump challenge where it expects you in the final stages to jump nearly 1,000 feet, and that is by no means the craziest challenge in this game. So if there's any category of challenge you want me to check out, or any specific challenge you want me to do, be sure to drop that down in the comments, because this series is going to rely to some extent on viewer suggestions. I'm going to be going through the comments. I'll go through the comments and I will do many of the challenges you suggest, because this series, this game, there's endless possibilities, and I've got loads of challenges myself. There's certain things I want to show you. But yeah, if you guys have got any suggestions, be sure to leave them down in the comments, especially if they pertain to the Stig trial mode. And this mode is, for me, the most fun, because what you do in this mode is you build a car for the Stig, and then he drives it around the track and sets a lap time. So you can do your own power laps and your own experiments and tests, and you can actually race the Stig come the end, although it's fixed because you can never beat the Stig. And I know that because there was one case where I built a car and the Stig spun going around Gambon. He spun going around Gambon, I drove the car, I didn't spin, but yet, even though I should have won, even though I finished ahead of him, I didn't. It was, you know, the game's fixed, so you can never beat the Stig. But anyway, honestly, that's a minor issue. So yeah, I mean, again, if you've got any suggestions for challenges to do with this customization mode, for example, if you want me to take the F1 car and fit it with, I don't know, an airplane engine. Oh yeah, actually the airplane engine I'm not a massive fan of because aesthetically it just looks stupid. But yeah, the mini car engine, so then we've got no power in the back of this car. Or the tyres, there's all sorts of stuff you can do with the tyres. I mean, there's massive ones. The sticky wheels are very good. Super slicks. I mean, there's just a lot you can do. And as I said, I've got some ideas for challenges to do in this mode, but if you've got any ideas based on the parts you've seen, or if there's any questions you want to ask me, anything you want to see if it's possible to do in this game, again, be sure to leave that down in the comments. So let's take the small car. This is just a random experiment. There's no challenge, there's no experiment, there's no point to this, but this is just to get my and your creative juices flowing for the future episodes. As I said, I've got a few challenges lined up, but this is just really to show off the game and show you that, I mean, it's just really, it's a love letter about why I love the game so much. And yeah, if you guys can come up with any challenges, that would be brilliant. Oh, look at that. Well, that looks stupid. I mean, you can't even see out the windscreen. That's impractical. Anyway, so what do we want? We want just to see what happens. We've got a small car with giant spiked tyres with a souped up, what is this engine called? It's the souped up the Super V8 engine. We'll have some mattresses on the side, why not? Oh, they add strength. Yeah, if you strap a couple of mattresses to the side of your car, it adds strength. Okay, and then at the top we'll have... Where's the sail? There it is, because the sail, I know, actually adds speed. It actually makes your car quicker, or at least that's what the game says. That could be an interesting experiment to do in a future episode, actually. Well, I've got loads of things lined up. The Stig is going to be busy. We'll have an F1 front wing to add downforce, and... I'll tell you what, let's not have anything at the back. I don't think the exhausts actually do anything. I think they're just aesthetic. Yeah, let's test this, because I mean look at this monstrosity. I wouldn't dare drive it, but the Stig's got to, so let's see how well he does. Right then, so the Stig is off, and actually that is a sprightly start. Now we've given him a good engine and a sail, and I mean this sounds ridiculous, but oh, the Stig's crashed it, right. Well, let's see, okay, let's have another look at that. So, obviously we've taken a small car, so not a particularly great chassis. We've given it massive wheels, raised the speed. Okay, yeah. So I think he kinked right to then go left for the first corner and rolled it. So, okay, let's modify that a bit just to get a clean lap in. We'll have race car tyres, and I'll tell you what, we'll take off the sail. Yeah, there you go, that looks, I was going to say good. I mean, it looks interesting. Right, hopefully this should do a bit better. A small car with a quick engine. Now, we haven't got the sail, but that's probably for the best, because I think this car was actually slightly too quick. Or maybe it was just too high up. Or maybe it was, as it appears to still be the case, not stable enough. Yeah, I think we fitted too much power onto too poor of a chassis. Yeah, I mean, it's because the Stig can reject a car. If it goes too slowly, or if it's too much of a handful to drive, the Stig can reject it. Normally, if he gets through Hammerhead unscathed, he will Right, I've gone back to basics just to get a clean lap in. So we're still using the small car, we're still using the F1 tyres. However, I've downgraded the engine from a souped up V8, or was it a Super V8? Yeah, we've downgraded the engine from a Super V8 to a Muscle V8 engine. So hopefully, I mean, this should just be a fairly standard lap. It's just a small car, which we've put a more powerful engine into, and grippier tyres. But this chassis, the small car, is not the best platform to work around really, because it's so small, it can be unstable. However, going through the first corner, it's quite clean so far. Through Chicago, wide, drifting, but it's fine. I have seen much worse, much more dramatic laps. I mean, in fact, we've already seen, well, 2 attempted laps already in this video. One which resulted in the car rolling over and blowing up, and the other one where the Stig just gave up entering the hammerhead. But we've exited the hammerhead, wild into the hammerhead, although the Stig in this game, he does go way too quickly into hammerhead. Now through follow through the tyres, it's looking good actually. This could be a pretty quick lap time. So 1 minute 20 heading into the second to last corner. Now coming up to Gambon, the final corner, wide, oh, just about on the grass, and that is a 1 minute 31.2. That's not too bad actually, not in this game anyway. That's not that bad at all. Bearing in mind, we've got a fairly quick engine in a really bad car. Yes, with some decent tyres, but still. And yeah, I mean, hopefully that gives you a flavour of what this game is all about and the fun you can have with it, because I've had lots of fun with this game over the years it's been out. And I mean, I still remember when the DLC packs were released. I was so excited there was more content to this game, and it's a mobile phone app, and I still remember 5 years later how excited I was that DLC was being released for it. And I think that's testimony to how good this game, this mobile phone app, is. Well, anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please leave a like, comment down below, especially if you've got any suggestions or ideas or things you want to know if they're possible to do in the game. Be sure to leave them down in the comments and I will be happy to respond and potentially do them later on down the line. So yeah, be sure to check out the next episode where we'll be doing who knows what. But on this game, the sky is the limit, quite honestly. So I'll see you then.